that while we fight for justice, we seek the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at no point do we allow ourselves to be relegated to exclusively a worldly plane. Now bring it back to our individual affairs. There are lowly goals, there are lowly motives. And subhanAllah, there's a narration about Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu. I couldn't find a source for it, so just take it for its wisdom, that many of us have heard, that Sayyidina Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu, one time he was in the battlefield and he overcame a man, and as he got that man down, the man spit on him. And Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu leaves him and says that I was going to kill you for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but once you spit on me, it became about something else. The ego takes over, right? We become overpowered by something else. The motivation's not the same. When we come to our own personal relationships and dhulm that can happen in the capacity of a relationship, and it is very, very normal that two people can claim to be mazloom, can both claim to be oppressed while they're both oppressors in their own right. This is very normal because we interpret the world through our experiences. And when we don't have revelation to guide us, then we end up creating that world or reinforcing that world over and over and over again. And one of the things, subhanAllah, that one of my teachers had told me years ago, and I'd mentioned to him a situation of dhulm. And he said, the first advice that I would give to you is don't do anything that would take you from being a mazloom to a zalim. Don't do anything that would take you from being a wronged person to a wronging person. Don't do anything that would take you out of the category with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of being oppressed to being an oppressor. And I'm thinking to myself, how is that even possible? And it is possible because you could start off in a situation indeed being one who is mazloom, one who is wrong. But then the course of action that you decide to take as a result of that, driven by revenge, could put you in the category of being a zalim. And you know where this is most true? And I want to strike directly at it without any sugarcoating. Divorce, talaq, in our community. Yes, in the beginning you often see that one party has wronged another party more. There's a zalim and a mazloom, and it's, let's say, 75%, 25% in the beginning. Or it's 60-40, but there's some sort of clear assignment of wrongdoing when someone is analyzing the situation from a little bit of a distance and says, yeah, this person took it a little bit too far. If I was to assign blame is usually on both sides, but usually there's a 70-30 there, or a 60-40, or something there, where either to the man or the woman you can see that the blame goes a little bit more on one side. But then the course of action that's taken afterwards renders the mazloom or the mazlooma, the zalim or the zalima, the one who is wrong, male or female, the wronging party. Why? Because in the capacity of seeking justice, you become unjust sometimes. You take it too far. And so it could be that indeed you were wronged, and no one disputes that. But then what you did over the next 3 months, no justification for that. And you can't keep milking the I was wronged initially card, because this doesn't work with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that someone wronged me first, therefore I can keep this list going and going and going and going. And there is no sanctity anymore to that other human being, to that other person. It doesn't work that way in Islam. Allah Azza wa Jal establishes the rights. If rights were taken, rights should be given back as much as they possibly can. But sometimes you go too far. And you think it's going to heal you, and it doesn't heal you. And if you take more than what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you in the capacity of justice, on the Day of Judgment, what does it benefit you? That you took yourself out of a category from being mazloom to being zalim, from being wrong to being wronging. And that extra property that you took chokes you on the Day of Judgment. Those extra sins that you committed in the capacity, the extra of the tongue, the extra of the hand, the extra of the harm that was done after the divorce, sinks your mizan on the Day of Judgment and causes you to be bankrupt on the Day of Judgment. What did you actually benefit? Didn't heal you here, nor did it heal you there. It seemed like it would be sweet. It wasn't sweet.